Happy Sunday. Sorry to keep you waiting, but we've got good news. Just spoke with Speaker McCarthy, and we've reached a bipartisan budget agreement that we're ready to move to the full Congress. And I think it's a really important step forward. The threat of catastrophic default off the table protects our hard-earned and historic economic recovery. And the agreement also represents a compromise, which means no one got everything they want. But that's the responsibility of governing.
Do you believe Speaker McCarthy has the votes, and did he negotiate in good faith?
I think he negotiated with me in good faith. He kept his word. He said what he would do. He did what he said he'd do. And I have no idea whether he had the votes. I expect he does. The Speaker and I made it clear from the start that the only way forward was a bipartisan agreement. That agreement now goes to the United States House and to the Senate. I strongly urge both chambers to pass that agreement. Let's keep moving forward on meeting our obligations and building the strongest economy in the history of the world.
The key features here are, first of all, the debt limit gets raised. The government will not default next week, assuming the package passes. What does that mean? It means for 2 years, neither Democrats nor Republicans have to worry about hitting the government's debt ceiling, how much debt it can issue. Second, it seems at best to slightly increase defense spending from current year, slightly increase support for veterans' health, but then probably it seems freeze most other domestic spending, environment, transportation, healthcare, and so forth. There are already requirements for certain aged people to get a job for a certain number of hours a week in order to receive their food stamps. This deal will basically increase the age of those who have to show that they can work. It becomes controversial for Democrats because one of the issues here, as Democrats will point out, sometimes they are the sole person in the family. They are the child care provider. So how does one go out and get a job if, in fact, they're trying to maintain their household? So there are a lot of issues here on all sides. And this package seems to slightly extend the work requirements within existing law.
Think about what Garrett just said. It hasn't been reformed in 40 years. It's a frustration with people all across this country.
The deal will go straight to the House. There is a House rule. We call it the 72-hour rule. And Speaker McCarthy has said he will not waive that rule, which a majority could do. 72 hours for House members to review the text of the bill. There's a couple of procedural votes, and then it comes up or down vote on the House floor. Presumably, it's been promised for this Wednesday, probably late on this Wednesday of this week. Then it's off to the Senate. And the issue here is that any single senator can block swift passage. And if any single senator does object to swift passage, then there are a set of procedural steps that have to take place. And those steps could take as long as a week. But the key at the end of the day for the Senate is you need at least 60 senators willing to pass the bill. And that, keep in mind, if everybody's there's only 51 Democrats. So there will have to be sizable coalitions from both political parties to get this through the Senate and then off to the president for his signature. My guess is the government will live with a technical default, assuming its coffers can be filled up quite swiftly thereafter.